I feel like everybody's around here, around the building, has made it a really smooth transition. It's definitely a change just because of the location moving, but it's been a smooth transition because everybody around here is so good people. I just felt like it was the best decision for me. At the end of the day, everybody's got to do what they need to do for themselves, and I think that's evident.
Caleb, how did this work out? I'm sorry, my bad.
How surprised were you
It was a huge surprise walking into that meeting and him saying that. My heart dropped for sure. But at the end of the day, if that's what he felt was best for him, I love him for it, and that's what he needed to do. I just love the program here. I love Coach Walton and love what the people had to say around here. I believe in Coach Day, and I believe in this team.
maybe this is Ohio State being the second first time around? Is that true?
Okay.
That's good. But obviously, when they were recruiting, you still back a couple of years ago, Jim Knowles was new here. All the defensive staff was new here. Maybe it was more telling you what it could look like. And now, like I see what it's looked like over the last 2 years, and everything that's what they were telling you back here.
That's definitely true. They played great defense last year. And just watching the film and seeing how they progressed and seeing how their defense played last year definitely helped me make a more sound decision and having more facts about what I would be getting into.
They told you what's the safety spot for
More so the adjuster than the bandit, but at the end of the day, I mean, I just want to play where I can get on the field.
Does this defense look like they were pitching you on as players? Has it lived up to what they were trying to tell you it was going to look like?
Yeah, it definitely has.
You mentioned what's the game about?
I really like him. He's very defensive.
Very genuine person. He always keeps it straight with you. Everything that he says, he has come to fruition. So I can't knock him on anything. He's very close to my pops too. They grew up together, so just knowing that relationship with him and our relationship together, I trust in him. I did like doing that at Alabama, but at the end of the day, that's the coach's decision. So I can't really speak on that right now.
What are your initial impressions of Matt Carrera?
Great guy, very intelligent. A lot to learn from him. He knows this defense very well. Just being able to learn from him and see how he sees the game I think that'll very progress my development.
Once you're the bad one, just kind of start doesn't matter. But in those last 24 hours, as you started to I don't think that was struggling from a this standpoint. It was just a matter of maybe someone else was reporting what was going on. Can you walk us through that last day when you went into the portal? That's really in the past, and how you really broke down the decision.
Hey, how you doing though? I've been good. There was definitely some back and forth.
I've been doing it since I was 17.
There was a lot to think about, a lot to process between me and my family, so it wasn't really much to say to the media or anything. But at the end of the day, I made the decision and I'm here, so I'm glad to be here.
Caleb, you played more snaps than anybody in Alabama's defense. As a freshman, what was it like having that huge of a role already, and how do you what prepared you to play that much as a true freshman?
I think the development from when I was a kid. I've been training with my dad and my brother since I was 4 or 5 years old, so I don't want to say I was built for this, but I mean, at the end of the day, I've been doing this since I was a kid, so there's really been no change.
What is it that stands out right now as you look back on it about Nick Saban? What made him special?
Very disciplined person. He was committed every single day to being his best self, and not many people can actually say that and be truthful with that. He was the same person every single day, and he taught me a lot about commitment, about being disciplined, consistency, everything that goes with that, and being great. I feel like that's what he embodies.
With that in mind, what is it about safety, defense that excites you? Nobody makes a pick somewhere in there while they're going to play offensive defense. What is it about
playing defense that excites you?
I feel like it's being a part of a bunch of moving parts that have to work together. The offense has to do their own thing, but the defense, everybody has their own responsibility. And when everybody can do their own responsibility, everybody's going to make plays and everybody's going to be able to succeed. So I just feel like being a part of that and trying to help myself and help my team be better in terms of that, that's a big thing for me.
Toward that end, what did you get from Coach Saban about that? So that is known as the defensive guru, defensive genius. What did he impart in you in terms of that kind of knowledge?
A lot about how to see the game, pre-snap and during the play. A lot about going into the game in terms of how you watch film, how you study, what things to see from the other team, everything like that. That's what he teaches.
With that in mind, what stands out about Coach Melvin? I mean, he's come off to us as a very intelligent guy. But what's the impression he's made on you?
Very intelligent for sure. He sees a lot and he has an answer for everything in terms of what teams can bring him. So I just feel like the different ways that he plays defenses, that'll allow me to develop in different ways. Very instinctual player, very athletic, being able to make plays all over the field, being able to see plays before they happen.
I think I had the advantage of being there for 4 years. You know, I love Alabama. I have 2 degrees from Alabama. That's always going to be my alma mater, and I'm so appreciative for everything that I've done.
I think I understand it more.
But just
I mean, I definitely can't understand it from a Ohio State perspective because I haven't played and then I have been through that. So I can't really speak on how they feel, but I'm definitely hungry to be myself.
I love them. But it's just going to be a fun new adventure.
I mean, you played for Nick Saban, the greatest coach, inarguably of all time.
I think one of the craziest things is playing in all those SEC stadiums.
What is it
Growing
about
up in the SEC,
like
I really
process the first time?
I was never
the
really a
second time
huge Big
when you
Ten
come back
football
into your
watcher,
house.
so it's kind of getting to experience this type of culture and see the love for the game up here. It's been fun.
He was the same person. He was very genuine when I was getting recruited in high school, and he was very genuine when I talked to him 2 weeks ago. So just being able to understand that he's about the people that he works with, and he believes in the people that he's around, and he believes in the people that he believes in. So just knowing that and knowing what he stands for, that means a lot.
How do you said there was a lot of back and forth. Just, I know everything was so much
When
faster.
you go through something like that,
What was
you
that
kind of have
like?
to sit down and look at yourself and be like, okay, who am I as a person? What am I? And I kind of just sat down.
Recruiting on steroids, I say. I got like 102 calls in one day. So just, well, not in one day, probably 7 or 8 hours. But just being able to minimize what my mind was going through, that was a big thing for me. And being able to make a sound decision off of what I knew. Pretty much you have to go silent. You have to be able to control your circle in terms of getting your opinions from people that you trust and people that you know you can count on. So that was the biggest thing for me, just being able to understand what the people around me were thinking and how I wanted to go about it.
NIL thing, that impact the decision, just opportunities,
At the end of the day, I love playing football, and that's what I'm here to do. I'm not here to make money or do anything like that. I know there's a lot of opportunities here in terms of the city of Columbus, but at the end of the day, I'm here to help this team win football games, and I'm here to do my best and try to develop.
You talk about cold. It's been some of the biggest things. I don't know if you played in cold.
I played in cold throughout my life, so it's not. I mean, Georgia's different, but I mean, I have had some cold experiences, so that's not a really big thing for me.
Process, Caleb, of transferring. How much do you talk to your coaches at Ohio State? Just about what your roles would be. You're talking about public.
I think playing 4 years at Coach Saban
Is that discussed? Like, hey, I'm going to
tremendous for your personal development. Having
It was discussed, but it's not something that was a deal breaker or anything for me. So that wasn't the biggest yes or no for me.
Caleb, what are the expectations of Ohio State?
The same expectations that I've had my whole life. The same expectations that we had at Bama to win games and dominate every game and go win a championship.
5 minutes, folks. 5 minutes.
It's been very fun to just talk to the guys and hear their experiences and talking about my experiences. Just kind of look to see it, how it's different, how it's the good and the bad. So.
It's all about the work. It's all about the process. It's all about doing everything daily to push yourself to be where we need to be at the end of the ride.
How did your brother help with this process? You mentioned family. I mean, obviously, it's at the next level.
I would say the day of or day before the decision, it was pretty much just sitting on FaceTime with him and my uncle, just talking about what was going to go into the decision and seeing their input on what they had to say about things.
How many of those 102 calls did you actually take?
I would say I'm a pretty respectful person, and I respect the people that reached out to me, even if I really wasn't trying to look at their school. So I'd probably say 80 of them.
More of that too. So when you talk to coaches, it's really about how can you make me better, not necessarily how.
I feel like you have to have some sort of idea, but people have an idea where they're going to go during recruitment too. So I wouldn't say it's that big of a difference, but you definitely have to have more of a singular mindset on a few places. Very calm, very. I like to chill out. Not a lot to do. Just hang out with my people, hang out with my friends, hang out with my family. Just be around people.
You got a favorite game?
He's a Big 12 champion. He's won championship games. So kind of going and playing with a quarterback that knows how to win games was a super big thing to me. It was a highlight for me for sure. Just being named that and growing a relationship with Sean Alexander. He's a great person, and learning about him. It was definitely an honor for me.
How do you feel like you and Leighton can all complement each other in this defense?
I feel like more than just Lathan and Sonny can complement each other. A lot of people in the secondary can work together to be cohesive and be a brotherhood. So, but Lathan and Sonny, they welcome me, and I appreciate them for that. So, I think us working together, we can do some real damage.
Caleb, you said you've been.
It didn't factor into my decision at all.
I would say as a collective, the whole season, you can see the growth. You can see the growth from the beginning of the season to the end. But I would say
I was excited.
Mississippi State or Texas A&M would probably be the best two.
Caleb,
He
you're
was
seeing.
very, very impressive. He walked in and he acted like a third-year
Are you the
starter.
final piece to this defense, do you feel like?
It's very rare.
I can't say that.
He's
That's
one of the most impressive.
that's for God to decide. I can't really say that,
And
honestly.
then is it more fun to be recruited as a high schooler or recruited on recruiting?
Definitely as a high schooler. Not as rushed, I would say.
Caleb, you said you've been doing this your whole life. Can you just take us through a little
I
bit
didn't really get
how
to
you
watch a
think
lot
about
of
the game, how you
football,
study the game, how you prepare yourself, like the mental aspect of it, how
From
good
what
are
I've
you
heard
at that?
from the other quarterbacks,
I would say I'm elite at that. Being able to watch film and determine what are the keys to look at each play. Being able to determine which guys I need to change up my techniques for. Being able to determine what I'm looking at in terms of before the play and what my teammates need to look at before the play. I would say I'm elite at that, and being able to make those differences each week are a big thing for me.
Caleb, you mentioned putting in the work. From a strength and conditioning standpoint, in your short time here, you've been able to see a difference between, mixed program here and what you went through at Alabama?
There's a lot of similarities. Coach Blue runs a great program, and I love everything that he did for me there. And those guys that work there, like Coach UJ. So I'm appreciative of how they worked, and they did great things there. Coach Mick does a great job here, so I can't really say one's better than the other. But Coach Mick, he's a very intense person.
What do you think of Columbus so far? I know it's early. What do you think of Columbus so far? Just Ohio State, just the area.
Oh, I love the city. I love being around here. I love the feel of the town. So just being a part of it is a great thing for me.
When you don't see yourself as the final piece, but a lot of people do you expect this defense to be best in the nation?
I expect us to be one of the best. I expect us to excel and be better than they were last year. I expect us to be elite.
How much did it catch your attention when Quinshon and Will transferred here? I mean,
Excuse me?
Quinshon and Will,
They had a kid that couldn't snap the football, and it was my first time walking out there. Like, hey, might as well.
I mean, I saw it, but honestly, it was about me making my own decision. Me making the decision that was best for myself. So, I mean, I'm glad they made that decision for themselves, but it was for me.
Putting me in that position.
Oh, I appreciated Seth when I got recruited to Bama. So, just the relationship I have with him is great. But at the end of the day, it was about for me making my own decision.
Being the guy up in front, making the calls, I like him.
Genuine person. He's very, very corny and funny. But I love that guy. He helped me be able to adjust easier to Bama. So I really appreciate him.
Julian was down there with you for like 10 days or something like that.
Yeah, probably like 2 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, what were your early impressions of him?
Know the whole picture. If I look in this sandbox over here, I kind of know what's everywhere else.
Very strong-willed. You can see the intensity that he goes about his business with. Very focused person.
How do you make sure you mesh into this program, this university?
Just being able to learn about the new guys, being able to have relationships with each of them, because that was, I mean, at the end of the day, meshing with people is really just about your ability to understand people and grow a relationship with a person. So I would just say being genuine and learning about each person.
You talked about your study habits and that you don't really like to do much. Do those things ever intertwine when you're not doing anything? You find yourself studying more? Or like, does the film ever stop for you?
I'm a very focused person, so whatever I choose to focus on, that's what it is. So if I'm home, if I'm reading a book, watching TV, watching YouTube, read my Bible, anything, I mean, I would say I'm focused on whatever I'm doing.
Caleb, who are some of your favorite football players or safeties that you like to watch for fun or just because you think they're good players?
Love to watch Buda Baker. He's a very elite player. Love to watch Minka Fitzpatrick, but I like to watch players that played in the past, like Ed Reed, Brian Dawkins, Ronnie Lott. Those players have shaped a lot of my game, I would say.
I wasn't recruited by Ohio State out of high school.
I do my thing. I do my thing.
A very tough experience, and Coach Fry sat me down and had a good plan for me, and I was excited to hear as a football player.
I would say it's the safety I really like watching. I wouldn't say my game is a lot similar to him. I feel like you take pieces from everybody's game. So, like even me watching Charles Woodson, like just seeing how he plays. I mean, in the NFL, he played a very different type of game, which I really liked how he played. So, just learning about that and seeing how he played was a big thing.
They were very proactive about, as soon as I understood it, they were one of the first people to call me. They were very proactive to get in.
Probably didn't think it was going to happen. Was there any conversation with him beforehand? Like when you went into the portal, what was that reintroduction like for you guys?
I talked to him probably a couple of days before I committed. During recruitment, I talked to him a lot for sure, and we had a great relationship. I also had a good relationship with Malik Hartford and Jordan Hancock. So those guys, I talked to those guys a little bit before I committed. So they're good people.
Last question, ready?
Maybe what Coach State is doing here culturally.
I feel like they wanted to win, so it wasn't really a surprise to me. I feel like if they made that decision, that they made that decision because it was the best for themselves.
Caleb, thank you very much. Folks, thank you very much. Hey, we're not going to do